me, Mario.
Breaking news from TNN, Toad News Network. Bring us the news straight from the shore. Good evening, Toad Nation, for this very special report. The intergalactic war criminal Mario has been detained. His reign of terror for our people is over. Tonight on Toadline, we bring you a set of never-before-heard interviews with those closest to the criminal.
Oh, it's me, Luigi. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that this is anonymous. My brother Mario stuck me in a spooky mansion as a joke because I'm a coward. He was a cruel man. Don't even ask me how many Yoshi he killed.
Wow, Mario? Bad man, bad for profit. He always forced me to compete in those competitions under threat of violence. Me? I'm a businessman just trying to support me and my husband and our WarioWare. What the hell did Bowser just say? Anyway, catch us later tonight for the It's-a-Me, Mario, the Menace in the Mushroom Kingdom special. Now, on to your normal programming.
Hi, welcome to Super Crash Brothers. This is a special podcast series dedicated to kicking open the door to your next favorite Nintendo series. I'm John, and my pronouns are he, him.
I'm Dan. My pronouns are also he, him.
I'm Mike. My pronouns are wahoo. Oh, wait. No, they're he, him. Sorry.
Wah/who.
Wah/who.
Wah/who. Wah/ha.
We're talking about Mario. That
Dan's favorite.
Okay,
Italian bitch.
Oh, no.
John, what is your history with the Mario franchise?
So I'm pretty sure Mario, like many, Mario was one of the first games I ever played. I think the first ones I played were 64, obviously on the N64, and Super Mario Brothers Deluxe for the Game Boy Color, where they like ported it to the Game Boy Color, and it was kind of fun.
Mike?
So, yeah, the original NES Super Mario Brothers was the first game I ever played. And Dan, I think you know this, but John, you don't. I'm actually holding the copy of the exact physical copy of the game that I played. It was my uncle had an NES at my grandparents' house when I was younger. And I went over there one day when I was like 3 years old, and it's literally my earliest memory. Like I have a clearer memory of playing Mario for the first time than anything regarding my parents, my sister, any family members. None of that. Nope. It's all Mario up in there. And it's the one that's got Mario and Duck Hunt. Dan knows I have a history of like selling a lot of my games, and when I was younger, like mostly because I just didn't have money to get other games. So, and convincing my parents to buy more was always difficult. And I remember trying to sell this once, and I was too young and ignorant. I didn't know that, like, you know, every single NES came with a copy of this game. So they were like, yeah, we'll buy it off you for a penny, like literally 1 cent, because they're virtually worthless. Like, it was like they had to give you something for it. But
I think it was the launch game, I think.
In America. In Japan, it was Zelda, if I remember correctly.
If y'all want a really good book to read about that, go read Console Wars.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. That's been on my list for a while.
The console wars are over, so I don't need to read about the losers.
But yeah, what about you, Dan?
It's actually not that exact copy, but
That's the same copy.
Yeah, I played it at my grandparents on that one, but like I feel like I don't remember. I remember like playing it on their TV, but I actually my first like legit memories of Mario are playing Wario Land on the Game Boy, and then getting my Game Boy Advance for my birthday, I don't remember what it was for, but like the see-through Game Boy Advance, and it had
purple indigo kind of color.
Yeah, what was the was it the port of Super Mario Land 2 with the
Super Mario Advance you're talking about, right?
Yeah, where they updated it with all like
that's Super Mario Brothers 2.
with the thing that shoots the eggs at you.
Yeah,
Birdo.
Yeah, I think that's probably my like most solidified.
What that mouth do?
Yeah, that and like playing the co-op multiplayer stuff on the 64 on DS.
Yeah. Where you could play as like Yoshi
The
or
best
Wario
version.
or Luigi or whatever.
The best version of that game.
Where you could
hot take.
The Yoshi where you could like pull the flower petals. That was great.
Oh yeah, that's right.
John, do you want to give us a little back of the box blurb about Mario?
Sure. So it's about a guy from Brooklyn named Chris Pratt. He saves a princess from a lizard. That's really it. Oh, and his brother is John Leguizamo.
I thought it was Charlie Day. No, I know.
That's an inside joke for everyone who gets it.
Yeah.
This episode is actually dedicated to the original Super Mario movie from the 90s.
What a weird film.
Truly one of the most unhinged.
One of the most
adaptations.
Fascinating things of
I need to rewatch
cinema
that.
I've ever seen.
I need to rewatch that movie. It's like,
Did you hear there's a nice like 4K set out now?
oh no.
Yeah, it's like really.
Yeah.
I guess I'll
I'll send it to you. There's a nice umbrella from Australia. It's like, check if I think if you have a 4K player, it should be region free, but
Yeah.
it is a nice, like, they found an assembly cut that's like 30 minutes of extra footage.
Wow.
They cleaned up everything. It looks nice.
How about that? Interesting.
John, do you want to give us a brief history of the real Mario?
Sure. So while creating Donkey Kong, Mario's dad, Shigeru Miyamoto, who we all love and respect, I don't care what anyone says, created an original unnamed character the player could control. Originally, he wanted to make a game which had Popeye, Olive Oil, and Bluto, but he couldn't get the license.
John, is that how you spell olive oil? Like legit?
I think so. Yeah, like legit. Like I looked it up.
That's wild. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, everyone.
The unnamed character was soon named Jumpman, but when Donkey Kong was getting localized here in America, Nintendo, their warehouse landlord, Mario Segali, confronted the then president, Minoru Arakawa, demanding back rent. There was a heated argument, and so they assured him he would be paid, so then they opted to name Jumpman Mario in his honor, quote unquote.
What?
Yeah.
This is real life. This is truth.
This is the reported story, yes.
Oh my god. How did I not know this?
He was like, "You didn't pay me," and they're like, "Oh, we'll name him after you." Yeah.
We have no idea if this series will be successful or not, but we'll name him after you.
Wow. That's wild.
That is crazy.
I'm pulling it up right now, and hang on, let's see. I literally have the Wikipedia because I was looking at it before. Give me a second while I go back.
Vamp.
Yeah. What?
No, never mind. I don't know.
What do you want to vamp about?
I have no idea.
Yeah, what was your plan there? What were you going to vamp about?
I don't know. I was like, we can vamp. We're professional podcasters. We can do this, right?
and then you're like, oh, fuck, I don't have
Yeah, it's a widely circulated story.
We're not vamping later this afternoon, so I thought we could vamp now. Ooh, like, I don't know. Vampire,
wow,
get it?
That's,
Never mind. We play a vampire tabletop RPG.
Yeah, we're not playing today.
We're not playing today.
Our buddy Chach got his eyes
I thought you were
lasered.
playing today.
No, Chach got his eyes lasered.
Okay, that's a picture of the landlord I'm putting in the chat.
Oh, I hope he's fucking hot.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's how the Wiley story happened, is that they named Mario after their landlord who wanted money.
That rules. I mean, landlord. I mean, that makes sense because they're both bootlickers. John, you want to keep going with your little history?
Sure, I would love to. So because of this, since that happened, Mario has become the most widely known and most popular video game character of all time. Pretty much when you think video games, that's the first thing you're going to think of is Mario.
Unless you're Gen Z or Gen Alpha.
Yeah,
unless
Fortnite. Yeah, unless you.
Unless you have brain rot. Anyway,
Sonic.
Combined, his games have sold more than 830 million copies worldwide, with the Super Mario games selling over 430 million alone. recently, Mario was finally able to conquer the big screen after 30 years, even though he did it in 93, with the Super Mario Brothers movie, raking in 1.36 billion worldwide, and there is a sequel on the way.
Oh my god.
That's why I forgot that it made that much. It almost made as much as the Joker.
Yeah.
It did. Ethan's favorite movie coming getting a sequel this on his birthday.
Yeah. Mike, what fuck. What are some of the major themes of Mario games?
Yeah, Peaches, good versus evil. If you're into fruit, I don't know. Ordinary becoming extraordinary. A little bit of bestiality, a little bit of drugs, a little bit of acid
Mushrooms.
trip. Yeah,
Mushrooms are a huge theme of this series.
Yeah, mushrooms are a huge theme of the series.
Psychotropic flowers that make you just see colors
And throw fireballs.
turn you into
And throw fireballs.
Yeah.
weird colors.
Apples
like
that turn
wonder.
you into elephants.
Oh my goodness.
What's the thing is it a Tanuki he turns
The
into?
Tanuki suit?
Don't
Tanuki
Tanukis
suit.
have huge balls?
Okay.
No, I think it's like
I don't know. Why?
No, it's like a thing.
You watching a lot of Animal Planet these days, Dan?
No.
Still? Like,
No, it's like a thing.
Is he just flying along? His balls are hitting every Goomba he sees in sight.
and here
the
we
to-
see
like-
the flying Tanuki and his giant balls.
How did hold on. How did comically endowed Tanuki become symbols of good fortune in Japan? It's like a thing.
Oh my God.
With the statues and stuff, they have huge balls. Tanuki.
Okay, Dan-
I'm just thinking, what?
Dan,
I was thinking, wahoo!
Dan, can you tell us some good places to start with this series and get off
Yes,
the topic
actually,
of Tanuki balls?
as you were talking about earlier, John, the movie made over $1 billion, and that has led to a lot of Mario inflation. So the first place you really want to start with Mario is by Googling Mario inflation and just going to the image section.
As a parent, I have to say, if there are any children listening, don't do anything this man says. Do not trust this man. He does not have your best interests in heart.
The games, the best places to start right now are, I mean, if you have a Switch, Nintendo, you can't play Mario unless you have a Switch, or if you're playing illegally and you're emulating. But I can't say that out loud because I don't want Nintendo to break my door down and snap my neck in front of my family. But
Which they probably would do. Have you seen stuff recently about them?
Super Mario 64 is available through their Nintendo's whatever their like premium service.
Nintendo Switch Online. It's their expansion pack.
So that comes with like a ton of Mario games that you can play. But if you want something that's more modern, I'm going to suggest going with Super Mario Wonder, which came out recently, which is a ton of fun. It follows more of the original formula of the Mario series with the new 3D graphics and a bunch of cool. It's actually very cool. We'll talk about it later. But Super Mario 64 is available. And then my personal favorite, Super Mario Odyssey, is available for the Switch. And it is
love that game.
It is like the evolution of the 3D platformer.
It is the next natural step for what 3D Mario should be.
Yeah.
And then there was a series that Nintendo did. They did the whole Disney thing where they put it back in the vault, but it's a 3-pack that you can probably still get at some
Super Mario
game
All
stores.
Stars.
Yeah, with
64,
64, Sunshine, and
Galaxy.
Galaxy. Don't play Sunshine. That game is bad. It's annoying. The gameplay is...
You're anti-Sunshine?
Oh, I enjoyed Sunshine.
I am now because Sunshine is hard as fuck.
Oh, maybe you should just get good. I think
Dan, go play Sunshine. Tell me how it is.
I did. I played a little bit of it. I don't. We'll talk about it afterwards. I don't have the biggest affinity, as I realized, for Mario.
More
But
of a Sonic guy.
I am. I am way more of a Sonic guy.
I know you are.
Yeah, the Switch is really the best place. I mean, if you have a DS still, you can play things on there as well.
Yeah.
But
If you have a DS and you can track it down, get Super Mario 64 on the DS. It is the best version of that game.
you can play as Wario.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about these games in the second half of the episode. We'll talk pretty openly about spoilers from probably all the movies, the games, and things like that. It's kind of hard to spoil these games when they're not super story heavy. So if you want to keep listening and just hear an unhinged conversation about Mario and his world, please do. But if you want to go play one of these before, please do that and then come back for After the Jump. All right, where do we want to start?
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Bowser is legitimately one of the coolest designed villains, like,
Hell yeah.
ever. He's just so clean.
He's
Oh my
he's
god,
so
we're gonna
iconic.
get into this in a couple of weeks. Giga Bowser, from Smash Brothers where he gets his like ultimate form. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah, from is it from RPG? Where
No, Smash.
No, there was Giga Bowser in something before, wasn't there?
Yeah, like where is it? It literally originates in Smash.
Really?
I'm asking. I don't know.
First appeared in.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it looks like he actually appeared in Smash first.
Yeah, I told you that design's fucking sick.
That's wild.
I need to remember what that design looks like, to be honest. But
I'm not going to go into Smash stuff.
Giga Bowser in the it's the World of Light. That's where he is. Yeah,
that is a nasty design.
Yeah, I like the
right. Like that's a sick. That's like hair. What I imagine.
It's the hair, like the mane or whatever.
The turtle shell becomes more like a cape too, which is sick.
And it's like way spikier. Like the spikes are huge.
Way demonic, like an actual like killer giant lizard.
There's just some it's so cool to me. Like it's one of those character designs that like it's kind of busy like visually.
Yeah.
But you can really like break it down to just like the colors and people will recognize that. Like,
but even if the design is like busy, it's clean. Like it looks clean.
It's
like everything is
it's well thought out and designed and yeah, it's.
And like again, we're going into like the movie. The way he looks in that movie looks perfect.
They did such a good job translating everything to the animation.
The movie
Illumination
isn't even,
was
like,
great.
That
with that
different. Like it's a bit. The colors are different, and he's a little bit thinner in the face. But I just think he's such a clean look. I mean, all the Mario characters have.
Really distinct.
I googled Bowser on Google Images, and 100%. If you scroll down, not that
far.
Two rolls.
Bowsette.
No, that's another one. No, inflated Bowser.
Of course.
Bowsette was wild. That whole like year of like people posting. He wasn't in a game. Like Bowsette wasn't real, was it? It was just like fan.
No, because everyone saw that Peach or Toadette could turn into Peach, and they're like, "Wait a minute."
Hold on, we can make porn of this.
Rule 34 coming in once again.
There's too much Rule 34.
It is really funny that we started the Mario episode talking about Bowser.
Rule 34 and Bowser.
Like, I don't know. Bowser's always been the reason I want to play Mario because he's such a cool looking villain.
Yeah.
Plus, he's you ever played the Mario and Luigi like sub series?
I think my comment got totally.
What
missed.
did you say, Mike?
I said, plus he's a gay icon. So long.
In the intro, we're going to talk about the incident of Mario. Mario.
But no, there's a game called Mario and Luigi Bowser Inside Story where like Bowser eats something, and he sucks everything up, and Mario and Luigi are in Bowser's like stomach.
And
they're going through. Yeah, pretty much. And then you get to control Bowser and like for half the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Huh. Is that the
one? It is awesome.
Is that the one that's like kind of like a side scroller, but it's also a turn-based RPG?
Yeah.
Got it.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to go back. I'm still mad that in re-releases of Mario 64, Nintendo removed that line.
Bye-bye, Gay Bowser.
So long, Gay Bowser. They removed it. Like, and it's like, it wasn't. Nobody was upset. Like, who was upset?
Mario, why did you need to say that?
Nobody was upset that I know, and that's all that matters, right? Is our own personal bubbles.
Is your own personal bubble, not opening to the world.
Listen, forget other opinions. Just stay in your bubble. It's fine.
Yeah. I have a lot of opinions on Mario. I think I like Bowser. I like the bad guys more, but Mario, like he's a bootlegger. Like clear and honest, he like wants to help the patriarch.
There's literal Mario games where you get inside of a boot.
Yeah. He's a bootlegger. He's like, oh, better help the princess. Better help the oppressive
She's
system.
in another castle. I guess I'll keep going.
Yeah, got to go on and murder thousands of people.
Also, here's the thing: you have Toads in that series who have spears and weapons, and they don't do a thing.
Do they have weapons, really?
Yeah, there's a part where Toad has like spears and everything.
Is it the movie where they finally reveal that it's a hat and not like their actual head? Doesn't he put something under it at some point?
I can't remember. I think
no.
Something is ringing a bell though about what you're saying. Whether it's the movie
might be
or not.
the cartoon from like way back in the day.
Yeah, but is that their actual head?
I don't know.
John, you're supposed to know this thing.
I have no idea.
It looks like it would be a hat. I feel like at some point he took the hat off. And again, honestly, without all the cutesy stuff, mushrooms are scary. like the idea of mushrooms, like
Like
the
fungus?
fungus in general.
Yeah.
And the
It's-
original
I mean,
movie
Mario,
went with
The
it.
Last of Us, you're real close.
Yeah,
It's not really that far
It really
off.
is. Just one different strain, and then the Mushroom Kingdom is going to a whole different place. Could you imagine? It's
You're running through a level and you just hear like,
yeah,
like oh, clickers. Like,
it's Luigi being held on the ground by two turtles and watching Mario get his head bashed in by like the fire flower.
Wait, is it Last of Us
No,
2?
it's a
Yeah.
golf club because they golf. They
Yeah,
have
Mario
golf
golf.
clubs. Mario can get his head bashed in with an actual.
no.
golf.
It's gotta be like a golf club, but then also a tennis racket, and then also a soccer ball, like just kicking it into his face, like all the Mario sports, just.
decimating him.
And then when they make the final blow, you hear the Smash Brothers noise when you get like a smash and like send someone flying off screen. And it just goes flying.
and then you hear game.
The person is sobbing. Luigi's just watching his brother.
You're hearing like the crowd
so wait,
noises
are you
when
telling
they like
me
are beating them of like oh.
Are you
like,
telling me Luigi is Ellie in this case from the
Yes,
Last
that's
of
what we
Us
were
2?
saying.
Yeah, he's got to be the Ellie of this.
Dan, did you see the picture I sent you?
Is it a picture?
It's from the same Mario game I was telling you about where you get to be Bowser.
It's an inflated toad.
Oh, good
No.
Lord. No. Wait, send this in the Slack chat, John. I need to see this too.
I got you.
Oh, boy.
No. Why is there so much inflation in Mario?
I love how we were like, we have a few games that we need to like talk about today, and we're just talking about, oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
We didn't mention it was going to be inflated.
Just saw this. Oh, man. Yeah.
No. My background on the Zoom call right now is it's Mario.
It's the shirtless Mario picture from Mario Odyssey where he's wearing the red polka dot swim trunks, but he's got like Austin Powers level of chest hair.
He's got a
Or
gold.
Dennis
I got
Reynolds.
one more
I'm
for
not really
ya.
sure which.
I got one more for you. Put in the chat.
Oh,
John,
no.
your algorithm is going to be so fucked up.
Is that real? Is that actually from Mario and Luigi? That game?
That's from a Mario game. Yeah, it's real.
The Mario. What is it? What was that one called? Like Mario and Luigi versus Bowser or something like that?
No, it's like Bowser's Inside Story, I think. It's one of those.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
now Mario's inflated.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's Superstar Saga. But anyway,
Let's talk.
This
I
this
wanna-
is all right. Wait, hold on. Let's pause. Brief reminder. This is a game series for children. Now, don't show this episode to your kids, I guess. I didn't know we were going to be going in rated M for mature on this one, but
I honestly don't know kids who are like, oh, I need to go get the new Mario game.
no, I know.
Like,
I know.
kids aren't
It's-
playing Mario. And
I
Yeah.
mean, to be fair, Wonder won like best family game at the Game Awards.
No, it's
so
like when I
voted
took
on
my
by a
son
bunch of adults.
like when I took my teenage
Yeah.
son to see the Mario movie and people were like, "Oh, that's cool. You did that with your kid." And I'm like, "Well, I did it for me. Let's be real. Like
Yeah.
it had nothing to do like he had a
yeah,
good time."
it's like listen, it's like on another character when Sonic the Hedgehog 3 comes out. Fuck the kids. I don't care. Get out of the way. I want to see my boy Shadow.
Yeah, voiced by Keanu Reeves.
I think
He needs to say
Sonic
whoa
has
at
a
some point.
younger fan base now because of the movies being so big. And I think Mario has gotten it with the movie as well, but I don't know how well it's translated into the games. I
Yeah.
don't know how much kids are buying. Like it's just thought.
I
but
mean, I'm sure there are parents out there that
yeah,
have
who want
younger
their
kids,
to, yeah.
and are just getting them games like Wonder, like Super Mario Wonder, because it's a great game for a kid to pick up. Like if you're looking for your kid to get into
Yeah.
gaming. But yeah, I don't know how much draw there is for a kid that like doesn't know who Mario is and like sees an ad like at Target, like because I constantly see them playing on the TVs in Target for Mario Wonder. Like I don't know how many kids are seeing that and being like, "Oh, I want
like
that."
how many kids are
You know what I mean?
organically going to be like, oh, I'm going to get a new Mario.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do want to start with Mario Wonder because I picked it up recently and I've been
Yeah.
trying to play it all week and I just can't. Like I'm playing a level and I'm like, okay, that was cool. Like, I guess I'll play the next one, and it's the same thing over and over and over. And like, there's the little like the changes they make, like seeing
Yeah.
plants and stuff, but like, there's nothing pushing me to play more.
How
Like,
many
there's,
worlds in are you?
Like 20 maybe. It's just
Oh,
levels.
wait, no, levels.
Oh, you're going by levels.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about worlds. There's like 6 worlds.
Oh yeah, I don't know then. I don't know. It's just there's no like.
Of course,
as
there's,
I'm
yeah,
an
there's no
adult,
story.
yeah, there's no story. There's nothing pushing me forward. There's no progression system. Like there's nothing that like makes me want to play more. And like maybe it's
Yeah.
because
You know
I was more into that. Like I was like, oh, this is fun. But like
So,
now I'm like, it's fun, but like I don't have any reason to keep doing
I think you
this.
might be touching on a point that I wanted to bring up in this episode. And I was thinking of it more in terms of like if anybody out there has played the Super Mario 3D Land or 3D World games for the Nintendo DS and the what was it, the Wii U originally, and then it got remastered
and the Switch too, because they ported it to Switch with that Bowser's Fury sub game.
There's a problem. I love both of those games a lot. I want to. Even though we're not covering them, there's things I want to mention about those games that I think are incredible. But I think there's this problem that modern Mario games face where you're trying to make them accessible enough for kids and a new audience to get into, but then for like the people like us that have been playing these games for decades, the first world almost or two ends up inevitably feeling like the easiest walk in the park that just doesn't really grab you, because it's like, this is just like too easy. Like I know the formula of these games too well to feel challenged by this in any way, because I played all of Wonder and I played all the special levels and all that. And I mean, they really do ramp up at a point, and it gets to like, you know, I don't know if I'd say it's as hard as something as like Celeste for those who are like hardcore platformers that enjoy stuff like that. Or
I love Celeste, but I played on super easy mode because I wanted to enjoy myself.
Yeah, exactly. But no, like I don't know if I would say it's that hard, but I mean, some of the special levels, they're, you know, especially there's certain ones where, you know, lava's rising and you have to be able to beat that as you're climbing up the level. And I mean, like some of them get really tense and really challenging and really fun, but you have to be willing to like slog your way through those like early easy levels that just aren't really that interesting. I think Wonder is like, for me, I really, really loved it. It's not like a 10 out of 10 Mario game to me, but it's like up there for me. It's probably like an 8.5 or something like that.
I would say a solid 8, maybe 7.5 for me, because I agree with you. Like, I think what's different is that it's a different art style. I do think it's nice going away from something that's not new Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, that style was so
series
boring to me.
Is stale and boring. I don't like those games.
The look of it was boring to me. It was
Which one? Sorry, I just missed that.
What was that?
Which game?
New Super Mario
Brothers. That whole series.
New Super Mario Brothers. The one with the
on the DS, the Wii,
and everything.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That game to me was like the most. The art style in that game felt to me like Nintendo outsourced to like a mobile game studio and was like, just keep it faithful to what Mario looks like. And they were like, okay, sure. And they made the most like bog standard looking Mario game that you could possibly make in 3D but side scrolling.
It's boring. I'm sorry, it's boring.
Yeah, no, they're not exciting. So what I was gonna say is like, Mario Wonder's not a 10 out of 10 Mario game for me, but it got me so excited for the future of side-scrolling Mario games, because I think it's it could be a really cool inflection point in the series of like how they decide to make these games moving forward and like what they try to do differently. And I like that they were trying to break out of the formula a little bit, at least by adding the Wonder Seeds in. But I agree, Dan, like they need more. Like it's just a little lacking in something, especially in the early levels.
You need to figure out a way to really shake it up. Like, what is it? Like, I love the art style of Super Mario Wonder, don't get me wrong. Same. But like, do you guys remember Super Paper Mario, the Wii game?
Vaguely. I don't think I played it.
So that was half side scroller, half 3D platformer, where you could switch between the two formats.
Right. I remember this.
And
now.
I'm like, you should just do that.
Yeah, because that's some of the, like, to me, some of the most fun parts of Mario Odyssey are like when you go into the pipe and you become like 8-bit old Mario again. And
that's fun. Okay, yeah. I was going to get into that next when you were done with your point. But I'll let you keep going.
That's the stuff I like, because it's like,
it pays homage to the rest of the series, and
Sonic did it really well with
Generations.
Yeah, like you could do the side scrolling, and then you could just go to the stuff like the 3D stuff.
Yeah,
but Mario does 3D better. Like I'll give him that.
Like Mario Wonder, Mario Odyssey. Excuse me, Mario Odyssey is the next natural step forward for what format. A Mario 3D game could be. They are the ones who shook up the formula, and it worked brilliantly.
And the Sonic is like
Mario. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Sonic 3Ds, there's something driving. Like, even if the story is not like, it's not like Oscar award-winning writing, but like at least there's something making me like, okay, well, I need to go get those Chaos Emeralds to stop.
Who's Steve Jobs?
Get ready for Sonic Generations X Shadow. They're gonna kiss.
Yeah, there's no like driving. Like the gameplay is fun, but it just feels like a mobile game. Like it feels like I would just be like, I can play this on my phone and then put it down. Like
right. See, I mean, I
but
only
you
commute
prefer
into
these
work.
games.
I only commute into work once a week, but it's a perfect game. You know what it feels like to me is like a mobile game might be a good way to put it. It's also it's a symptom of Nintendo consolidating their consoles into one thing. Like you don't have the Game Boy anymore. And this to me was a DS game. Like it's a DS game running on Switch hardware, but like it's perfect for like when I have a train ride into work and I'm like, I just want to knock out a couple levels and they're fun and they put a smile on my face because like it's goofy and the animation's really cute. Yeah. And I love the new voice actor. I think he nailed it. I have to give him a shout out and I can't remember.
I think he did. I think he did everybody. Like he did Mario, Luigi.
Did he? I couldn't remember, but
I think Charles Martinet fully retired. Like fully.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he definitely fully retired, but I just couldn't remember if they got somebody else to do Luigi. No,
I think it's the same guy.
Like that. I want to find his name because I want to. Kevin Afghani or Afghani.
Afghani, I think is.
Yeah, Kevin Afghani. No, he did Mario and Luigi. He didn't do everybody. But
he did Wario apparently. Apparently he was in WarioWare.
Cool. Yeah, no, but I mean, I just like as somebody who's like Dan knows, I've been playing these games my whole life, and I am such a big Mario fan, and I have so many wonderful memories with Mario 64. And like, we'll get into Mario 64 later, I'm sure. But like, I love like that Mario 64 was the first game I ever played where I finished it and Mario said, "Hey, thanks for playing my game." Like, I thought that was such a nice touch. And so I have all these like really nice memories connected to like Charles Martinet's voice. And I was super concerned with like what they were going to do when he retired, because the last thing I wanted was them to...
That wasn't in every game, right? Like that was only your copy.
Oh, cool.
Only
awesome.
your copy had
Good to know.
So when he pulled you in for a kiss, like it was like...
Mario as Charles Martinet reached out of the screen and said, "Mike, thank you for playing my game."
No, but like, that's what it felt like as a kid. You know what I mean? When you're like 5-6 years old and you finish Mario 64 and like, that's what he says. Like, it's cool. I don't know. But obviously, like, I knew they weren't going to actually, and thank God they didn't like hire Chris Pratt to do like Mario games.
I don't mind his Mario. But again, with that thing you were saying about like being a kid, like, it was so cool, like when you found Yoshi on the roof, getting to talk about that. It was like so cool. That's in
like little secrets.
But that map is in Odyssey, right? Or am I
think so, somewhere. Yeah,
like at the end.
What is
the
Princess Castle? Yeah,
that's at the end of Odyssey.
Oh no, yeah. At the end of Odyssey, you can go to the Mushroom Kingdom and go like get like stars as bonus like things you can go grab around.
Yeah,
it's like a boss run level too. You can
I
do
knew
bosses
they weren't
again.
going to like. I knew they weren't going to go with a voice like Chris Pratt. Obviously, I knew they were going to go with somebody that also had a fun energy to them. You know, kind of like Charles Martinet did. But I just think he did a really good job of. He still sounds like Mario to me, but he doesn't sound like he's doing a Charles Martinet impression. Like he, it's still the high pitched, Italian voice, but it's not like, it doesn't sound like he's directly trying to do like, what's a good example? Like when you have like someone like, wasn't it Troy Baker that did Batman for one of the games and he basically sounded like Kevin Conroy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, that's fine. I get what they were going for.
Yeah, it's the same thing way Troy Baker does Joker. He sounds exactly like Hamill.
Yeah.
And it's fine. I get what they're going for there. But like, I didn't want someone to just do a straight up Charles Martinet impression. And I like that they gave him like new and different lines. Cause I honestly think with Charles Martinet, like as he got older, I think they kind of stuck to certain sounds and lines because it's like probably what he could do best. I'm just speculating, but it just sounded like that to me. But yeah, no, like having like lines like that. And it just... I liked Mario Wonder a lot because the animation style and the voice work just
it's when I was playing it.
It's a great looking game, and it's hard to, I think a lot of people take for granted how hard it is to make a platformer really colorful without being so busy that you can't see where the characters are on the screen. And it does a great job of that. Like I never lose track of where Mario is, where the enemies are, but like everything's so bright and saturated. And playing that game, it made me feel like a kid again. I was giggling. You know what I mean? Like there's few games at our age, I'm 33, that can just get like a 33-year-old guy like just giggling on his couch. Like, and I think that's
kicking your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I like.
Yeah,
And
I was
like,
gonna say kicking his feet.
I
like,
know we could make like a ton of jokes about it right now, but like I'm serious. Like I really think that like it's something that's missing from a lot of modern gaming is like everything has to be gritty and dark and realistic, and then you've got like Velociraptors in Call of Duty, and somehow this is supposed to be like a modern war game. Yeah. But no, I think it's fun to just have color and joy and playfulness in our video games.
So like, when I was playing it last night, I was going between Fallout 4 and this, and like
that's a jump. Yeah.
Oh, it is, because like I'm trying to shoot some raider across the street and I can't fucking see him because everything's like dark and brown and like and I'm like, God damn it, just like pop up. Right. But this, it's like everything is very crisp and it's like the music is so much fun. The thing that stuck with me is when you hit the one power seed or whatever it's called, and all of the piranha plants sing and like are dancing across level. I was like, I love that. That's fun. Right. I was cracking up the first time that happened.
Do you know I found out about that? If you eat the piranha plant as like Yoshi or whatever, they stop singing.
Yeah, you'll cut them out of the if you kill or eat enough of them, you'll just get background music with no singing for a little bit until more pop up.
It's like we're done. You've ruined this.
I know that I think I read something somewhere along the lines about like how they like iterated on this game a lot and they made like a lot of different changes and it got delayed a bunch of times. And it's one thing I love about Nintendo is that they will never rush a game out if it's not ready. And I love that because it leads to games like this where like you get those fun little attention to detail type things where it's like, you eat the piranha plants or whatever, they're gone. Like they don't sing for a moment. And a lot of games would just still have it going or whatever, you know? But, I just love it's to me, growing up, like it's probably informed by the fact that Mario and Duck Hunt were the first games that I played. Games to me are supposed to be fun. And I know like Gabe Newell from Valve has talked about this before where he's like, I don't really care about realism. He's like, because if I wanted realism, I'd go outside. Like, it's like I want.
You touch grass is basically what you'd say.
It's like I want a game to be. This is me talking. I want a game to be fun first and foremost, and it's something I've always loved about the Mario games is that like they're like purely distilled fun in a video game to me. Like it. Yeah,
I really understand the fun. Like I have fun playing Mario, but I'm someone who like needs something to keep me going. Like I need like some sort of narrative. No, not even that. Like Tony Hawk's Underground. Like I love all the Tony Hawk games, but like
I miss those.
When the remake came out of 1 and 2, and I was like, oh, this is fun, but like I don't need to do these challenges. Like it's boring. But then I go back like this recently with my Steam Deck and playing Fug, and I'm like, this fucking rules because like I'm like I want to get out of fucking New Jersey, like I want to like go make my skate tape and like the whole pop punk story of the game is just like you're going to do this.
We need Thug 1 and 2 like fully remastered. Just bring those two back.
Fucking God, I would kill. Well, not 2. 2 we can leave in the past.
No, 2 I'm okay. We can bring back. I love 2. 2's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if Bam Margera.
Holly Wheels of Fury Rider, the kid in the wheelchair.
Playing as Ben Franklin. But yeah, I get you play these games like you don't like RPGs, Mike. Like you're not.
I'm not a big RPG player.
So these games
I have my history with Pokemon like everybody else, but that's about it.
But even Pokemon is like it's the same fucking formula every single. Like they throw in like a new.
I will say the Mario RPGs, they do a lot more. It's way funnier those games than I would expect.
Right. I liked Paper Mario for that a lot too, which was basically an RPG.
Yeah, and same with the Mario and Luigi series. And they're more focused. They're good stories, actually. They put effort into the story.
I honestly played more of Thousand Year Door than I did the first Paper Mario, but I just remember in Thousand Year Door, one interesting touch that I liked was that it was a turn-based RPG, but when your character attacked, you could like reflexively tap the jump button. Like if Mario's jumping on the enemy to hurt him,
you could jump again.
You could time the jump and you would like do more damage. And I was really a big fan of that because part of my difficulty with turn-based RPGs has always been, I don't like games where I don't feel like I'm actually like physically having some kind of control over the character other than just walking around. And so it was nice to have an aspect of the turn-based combat where it's like, but you can like still pump up your attack strength, like based on how well you can time your hand-eye coordination, which to me is, I started on the original Mario Brothers, so hand-eye coordination is like everything that games are to me. I mean, I tend to go for shit, so.
In the background of Thousand Year Door, you're talking to someone in the Isle Delfino Mafia, comes up and shakes someone down and beats them up for money. Just, what a game. Dan, you should play it when it comes to Switch.
Thousand Year Door is so funny. It's so well written. I love that game.
My problem is with Nintendo is that it's like the definition of insanity. I keep doing the same thing, expecting something new, and I'm like, I gotta stop. Like with Pokemon, I'll get it, and then I won't even beat the first gym, and I'm like, stop doing this. And like Mario,
the last Pokemon I got was
that's a
Legends
game,
Arceus was the last one I got because it changed it up.
Like,
and that's a Game Freak issue, not just Nintendo.
That's a game,
but,
yeah. But it's like all Nintendo, like even like Dread is like, it's the same. It's much.
Yeah, not to get too off topic. My big problem with Dread is that I never got lost, and that's not a Metroid game to me. I still loved it a lot.
Episode coming.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun, but it telegraphs what to do next way too much. And
okay. I was like Dread. Wait, Metroid. Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Odyssey because that one I actually love. Like I feel like I played the entire thing.
Yeah,
which is sometimes rare for me with these
like
games.
The fact that you could just possess people.
Yeah, you
just body horror. They put body horror in a Mario game. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
You're going into their body and taking it over.
Like there's like when you're in New Donk City and you find this random human.
New Donk City, Dan.
New Donk City.
I already knew where you were going with that. New Donk City.
Yeah. New Donk City.
No, not New Donk.
No,
City.
The best level in Mario Odyssey is New Donk City.
It is because there's humans.
It's so funny.
No, because there's one like mini game where you get a
2.5 foot tall Mario with his giant nose running around, and then like just like men in business suits and stuff.
The mayor, like what?
No, there's a mini game where you get to like race the RC car.
Yeah,
but you take over a human.
Yeah,
and it's like the most terrifying thing you could ever witness.
Mario Odyssey really did shake it up a lot.
It is so fun. The hat
Give
is
me a
just
sequel,
so
please.
Fun. Yeah, I don't know why they had like the hat mechanics, like throwing it, like bouncing off. I was like, this fucking rules. And like,
it's a really cool concept.
Yeah, and it feels like it didn't feel like it was out of left field. Like Mario's always had this super iconic hat, and like you've never really done anything.
It was perfect.
And I was like, oh, this makes sense.
So
the only thing that happens is like you lose it in 64 because a vulture takes it. And you got to get it back. That's the only thing you do. With it.
I mean, and speaking of 64, so this is probably like for Mario fans, I'm sure this is like the Aragorn kicks the helmet, Lord of the Rings.
Here we go.
Piece of fun fact. Like I think most Super Mario, especially Mario 64 fans, probably know that when they built the game, they took tons of time to just build Mario as a character in an empty like white space essentially, and just work on his movement and his jump before they ever built like a single level. And I think like I'm sure they did similar types of things with the hat. Like I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. And I think that's like a testament to how well this stuff ends up like feeling so natural in Mario games and Nintendo games in general, is that they'll spend that kind of time on just like, we want to make sure that this just feels fun, and the hat just feels fun to throw around and use and possess things with. And not to mention how many different move sets they had to make for all the different things and characters you can take over.
The super realistic T-Rex,
like the bird thing that like your beak goes
that
into
T-Rex thing was cool as hell.
The beak that goes into like the wall and you pull
you
yourself back and flick yourself up. Like it's such a cool mechanic. Like that could be, people have talked about it, but like that could be an entire game all of it in and of itself. Like
your tower of Goombas in order to romance the Goomba with the hat and to get this moon.
The whole game.
And then you go to space and you have gravity.
Yeah. The biggest thing about Mario, like for me, that I like about the 3D ones versus I will be honest with you, I did not play as Mario in Wonder. I only played as Toad. But can he do the triple jump where he's like whoop whoop wow, like and like do the flip? I don't think he can.
I don't even know if Mario does in Wonder though.
Yeah, because I was I
think it's one of the badges. One of the badges that you unlock gives you like a double jump or triple jump. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Got it. So
some of the badges get really fun as it goes on.
But like that is my like, that's why I like Mario so much in 3D, because you can do that. Like it's as simple as that. I will just play it and just jump around.
I'm on a freaking tirade about more games need double jump. It's the perfect
so
example.
It's
the perfect example of me of how realism, this sense of like needing realism, has like taken over games. It's like I don't really give a shit. I just want to double jump. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing I played the Samurai Jack game because I had it in my library. I'm like, cool, I need something fun to play. you had to like get the double jump as a skill. I'm like, why? Why did I need that as a skill? Why not have that?
Yeah, that doesn't kill me because at least you can get it. And I understand. Like,
I know, but it's annoying that I have to like get points to get it when I don't have it as a jump.
Like if I'm playing Last of Us 2, I get it. Like Abby's not going to double jump no matter how muscular she is. And,
she does a flip.
You know, like, yeah, like I don't need to be more attracted to her if they give her a double jump. That'd just be a little too much. But like, no.
Snap the control every time you play.
No, when Joel dies. Wahoo, wahoo, wahoo.
Wait, one complete side note. Have you guys played the remaster of 2 on PS5?
No,
I only played the deleted scenes with the commentary.
I have to play the commentary. The survival mode they added is so much fun.
Oh yeah,
I think
the rogue.
Yeah, the combat in Last of Us is like one of my favorite parts because of the brutality of it, and like
it's great.
It's just enjoyable to play, and just letting me do that rules. And like you get like cool power ups, and you can play as different characters. And the fact you can go
in with guns, or you can go into a fist fight, like you can really pick what you want to do.
Oh, the survival really lets you just go in there and just beat the shit out of
the heck out of
people. You know what? Because I'm thinking of the SNL skit, but I am shocked that we didn't put Mario Kart as one of the games for people to play.
The one with Pedro Pascal, the SNL skit?
Yeah.
Like the real life Mario Kart?
I guess that's not really a Mario game. Like the Mario Party, the Mario Sports, all of that is just like a separate thing to me.
It's all spinoffs.
Yeah.
And Mario Kart's an enormous spinoff, as is like Mario Party.
Yeah, like it's its own thing.
I agree.
I think they should do a Mario. I think they should do a Thug clone with Mario.
Isn't there something where Mario can skateboard?
Oh.
Or is that like a mod?
Maybe a mod.
There's a mod, I think somewhere.
I don't think Nintendo did anything with that. That'd be fun though. Wasn't there like Mario X Games or something, or the Olympic Games? One of those.
Yeah, I don't think
that was the Olympic Games. Skateboarding wasn't there.
That's what it was. Olympic. It wasn't X Games. Can you imagine a Mario X Games?
Oh, I'm thinking of Disney. Disney did a Tony Hawk.
Okay,
with like Disney characters.
But I'm just looking at pictures of the T-Rex because it's like everything in the world is cartoony, and
then the T-Rex. It's just not. Like it doesn't even look like a T-Rex. It looks like a Jurassic Park T-Rex. Let's be very clear, because
and also it has a little mustache.
Yeah,
because we know nowadays that that's not really what a T-Rex looked like, but yet it's Jurassic Park is still informing every single iteration of a dinosaur.
They designed that thing and gave it all its moves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you only play for it as like 30 seconds.
I know.
Which is hilarious because there's that many things you can do in the game.
And it was such a big, like, I feel like it was such a big, like, trailer point. Like, people bought that game, like, oh, I get to play as a T-Rex. And then it's like 30 seconds.
That was I remember that was like, when that got revealed, everyone was like, oh.
Yeah. I want to, I don't want to go too off topic with this, but it's Mario related. I want to talk about, because I think Odyssey, like this is present in Odyssey and Wonder and tons of new Mario games. But one of my favorite things, did both of you guys play at least Super Mario 3D Land or 3D World with Bowser's Fury?
I played both,
Yeah. So if anybody's not aware, there's a great, don't pause now and go to it, but at some point, check it out. There's a great YouTube channel called Game Maker's Toolkit. A guy named Mark Brown runs it, and he talks all about game design. And he's working on a game of his own. It's called Mind Over Magnet. It's like all involving like magnets. It's a platformer puzzle thing. It's really cool. But he does this a couple different episodes about Mario games, a few actually, and he talks about the 3D Land, 3D World games and how the way they designed those games is such that like every level teaches you a concept as you play it for the first time and like walks you through it in like a safe environment, and then they take away the safety net and then they expand on it with some kind of twist. And it's this like 3 or 4 step process that they take you through like every level. And he does a great job on his channel explaining it better than I can. But it's one of my favorite things about those games. And the other Mario games still touch on this in one way or another, maybe not that structured, but is that like those games will literally teach you what the concept is and how to play the level. And then it's great because when you get to the later portions of those games and you're doing challenge levels and they mash together, 5 different concepts from like other levels you've played, you're already familiar with all of them because it teaches you in such a way that makes it so easy to remember how these concepts work, like the platforms that flip only when you jump, or different weird platforming little things like that. But I love that kind of care and intention that goes into like the way they design some of these games, because it gives you that loop in your brain of like satisfaction of
I
like,
agree.
oh, I learned something, I figured this out, and you feel like accomplished and you want to play more. And I mean, for better or for worse, they're addictive as hell because of
It
that
is
to me.
such a good, like, when new things are introduced, it's just so well done.
Yeah, I'm never frustrated learning a new concept in a Mario game typically.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's some exceptions to that rule, but there's plenty of other modern games that I play where I'm just annoyed the first time I have to learn something, whether it's a physical gameplay mechanic or whether it's like a stat type sheet thing that I have to read or
Yeah.
something like that. Like, some games are just really annoying about it. It's like, now we have to interrupt all the gameplay so I can do a bunch of reading. Like, and it's not that I'm against reading, but it's not always what I want in my video games. Like,
Yeah.
depending
You're
on what I'm
big.
playing.
You're anti-reading is what I've heard.
I'm just, I like arcade games. Like, give me like a Space
Mike can't
Invader to
read.
shoot at,
Yeah,
or
we're trying to get there. It's okay,
yeah.
Mike. It's okay.
I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Here we
But
go.
yeah, and then I don't think we can't leave here today without talking about the movies, specifically the 1993 Super Mario Brothers film that really isn't a Mario film, just does the biggest what the hell swing I've ever seen.
It is like it's like someone like me. They gave me the rights to make it because
Yeah.
no one was like, "Hey, we should really get in on this like fungus stuff. Kids love it." And they like went to they focused on the wrong thing about why people like Mario.
Well, I think, what was it? Dustin Hoffman was going to be Mario. Tom Hanks was going to be Luigi, and it was like
What?
going to be way more fantasy based. Way more. There's a script
Oh my
out there.
God.
There is a script out there that's way more like a
I mean,
fantasy,
it's
like
wild.
actual Mario.
It's wild that like the bad guys aren't even like Koopas or Goombas. They're like these like lizard dudes. Like,
No, the Goombas have big bodies, tiny heads.
Little
Yeah.
heads. Love it.
but they're not mushrooms. They're like lizard men,
Yeah.
like alien lizard men things.
Isn't
like, I
Yoshi
don't-
in it too? And Yoshi is legit.
No, he's a little tiny T-Rex.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little T-Rex.
Yeah.
It is.
And then you have Dennis
It's-
Hopper as Koopa.
It's
Yes.
literally like somebody just like read the back of a Mario game synopsis and then just like made a movie based on whatever their imagination thought that this must look like, without
Yes,
any
truly.
images of the concept art or anything like that. And that's almost not far off, I don't think, right? I don't think the director or the writer or whatever like had any real connection to the games. They just made like this like ridiculous, weirdly Blade Runner-esque looking fantasy movie.
kind of rules. I really
Oh,
gotta
I'm
go back
sorry.
and watch it. It's
At
been
one
so
at one
long.
point, Dustin Hoffman wanted Danny DeVito as Luigi.
He should have been Mario.
Right. Why would you? He's
Yeah.
short and like, no, if anything, he should have been Mario. John Leguizamo as Luigi's a great choice, I think.
He is. John
He
Leguizamo
is.
rules.
I love
don't
John
think we talk
Leguizamo.
about that enough as a society.
He did a really good one-man show thing a while back. I think it was on Netflix or something.
I need
Like,
to watch that.
Oh, I've heard
it
about
was,
that.
It was really
but no,
good. I
like,
enjoyed it.
yeah, the 93 movie, like everyone's like, oh, it's one of the worst movies. I'm like, listen, it's not a good movie. It is a fascinating movie.
Right.
We used to watch
It's,
it a lot as kids, me and Jake.
it's the kind of
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing where it's like I said when I think it was like when Dan and I saw the first Suicide Squad, and we went into that, and I was like, you know what, that wasn't good, but at least I didn't go in knowing what kind of train wreck I was in for because
Yeah.
it wasn't a Marvel movie. So-
I remember seeing Mario in like the 90s at 10 years old and being like, what the hell
Right.
am I watching?
like it wasn't
Like-
good, but it's at least interesting. It's like a car
Like the
wreck.
bomb, he
It's-
has to wind up and it walks to the city, blows everyone sky high. They're descended from dinosaurs. Like,
right.
okay, sure.
It's one of those movies that's not good, but it's still interesting to watch just because you're like, what was going on in the mind of the people
And
that
if
made
you
this?
have the money, there is a 4K box set that Australian distributor, your umbrella released.
is
It's
it
beautiful.
50? Holy shit. That's a lot for Mario.
It's pricey, but it is, I think it would be worth it down the line.
Oh, sorry. I don't want to go like, because John, I know you said like we need to talk about the movies before we get out of here, and I do want to finish that conversation because obviously there's the new movie to talk about. I typical me on this podcast. If we didn't talk about Koji Kondo, I'd never be able to live with myself.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
good.
no, we do have to talk about
Like,
how Koji Kondo
So for those,
contributed
for
so
those
much.
that don't know, Koji Kondo is the composer behind the original Mario theme, Zelda, bunch of other games, not Metroid, just to be clear. but just because people assume, I think sometimes. But no, he's behind countless Nintendo titles over the years, and basically all the Mario themes that the underground theme when you think of that, the main theme, all those things, it's all Koji Kondo, and
I think Brian Tyler worked pretty closely with him on getting that music right for the movie.
Nintendo is like, I mean, obviously people know Nintendo is like crazy about how they control their intellectual properties. I remember,
especially after the 90s movie.
Well, and I remember seeing an interview with the guy that did the music for the Mario Rabbids game, the crossover.
Kirkhope, Grant Kirkhope.
Yeah, and he was talking.
He's the Banjo-Kazooie guy. That's how I know him.
Oh, right. So that's right. So he was talking about how when he was doing the music for that game, he would send the sheet music over to Nintendo's offices or whatever, and they'd have to actually like approve things, and sometimes they would come back with like the most minor change, like, no, actually this is a dotted eighth note, not an eighth note. Like for those that know music, like
Jesus,
really specific.
Really?
Like, they are like crazy.
Yeah, they're pretty like if anyone's working outside.
Yeah, like exactly how.
Like I'm sure Retro Studios got going, and you guys are going to talk about it. Obviously, I'm sure Retro Studios got a crap load of notes for Metroid Prime.
Yeah, no, it's they are extremely specific about like this chord voicing or this exact rhythm or this like whatever.
Oh, and I'm sure they were watching Illumination like a hawk.
Yeah,
like a hawk
well,
in those.
You can see it so this is a good segue into the movie, right? Because you can see it. I watched, so I'm always on YouTube watching like film critique, game stuff like I was talking about earlier. But there's a guy named Patrick Willems who does a great film channel.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah.
And he does fun stuff, kind of like we've done in the past, where like he's got like kind of continuity with like gags that go throughout his
opening
show and
bits.
Stuff. Yeah. And I mean, they did a full-on film for Nebula at one point. It was awesome. But he had a bit, an episode recently where he talks about how like the Mario 93 movie and the modern day movie are like the exact opposite ends of the spectrum with, sorry if you're hearing knocking. I think it's like neighbors downstairs or something. They're at the exact opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to like how faithful of an adaptation they are, not whether they're good or not, but just like faithfulness in terms of like how close to the source material they are. And it's like the new Mario movie is like as close as you can get to the games. It's like Nintendo clearly was, overcorrecting almost probably from the 93 movie and trying to be like as perfect as possible about like, we want all of this to look exactly like Dan, like you said about Bowser, like it looks exactly like it does in the games.
So
like,
Nintendo has very, very like you said, they're controlling, but in a like, I don't mind. Like I don't want companies to be able to control like IP for it. Like I want like creative stuff to happen, but
right.
The reason you don't have like full Mario clunkers is because they won't allow it. Like that just won't happen, which I really like because the music is so important to Mario. I think it's really.
And Brian Tyler did a good job adapting all of it for the movie.
Oh my god, it sounded
oh my god. What was it? The
Rainbow Road?
The fight he has with Donkey Kong when you're invading Bowser's castle and they're jumping and it's like moving with it. Music's incredible in that scene. And the end credits, obviously, where he just combined
the DK wrestlers didn't make it.
I also love that they did. Oh, what was that, Dan?
It almost almost wasn't in the movie.
Wow.
Like it just
Which
wasn't.
one? The rap?
Yeah, the rap.
I also love that they let him do, because I think Brian Tyler also did the Power Rangers movie from 2017.
He did, and he also did the Fast and Furious movies. But
what I like that they did let him do was the same thing that they kind of did for the Power Rangers movie, which was like you had a lot of the old themes in there that you expect to hear, but they let him go, hey, also make a new theme, right?
Yeah.
Like so, like he made his own Power Rangers theme, and I think the track is called World 1-1 on the Mario soundtrack, but it's the one that he did for the movie that like it sounds Mario-ish. Like he did a really good job.
Well, I know I think the medley is, what's it called? Level Complete or something like that?
Yeah.
Where they have the smooth jazz opening with the sax, which is I
also love.
By the way, I have to point it out. The Luma in that movie, the nihilistic Luma,
I love it.
Wild. Is that from the Galaxy? Is that what that thing is?
Yeah, that's from Galaxy. So they're hinting like Rosalina might show up at some point.
I also love that they, I don't know if they knew what they were doing when they did this. I have to imagine somebody in production of the movie did. When they put Thunderstruck by AC/DC in the Mario Kart scene, I don't know if anybody there was thinking about the fact that there's a meme out there where Toad sings Thunderstruck on YouTube. It's just like Toad's voice singing like
Oh, it's like
Brian
an AI
Johnson
cover
from ACDC. No, I think it's like somebody doing an impression because I think it came out a few years ago. It was before all this AI stuff took off. But like, yeah, it's just Toad like, oh, it's cold! Like
God,
just the ridiculous like Thunderstruck thing. So like,
what was it?
That wasn't in the movie, but I'm saying the fact that they played Thunderstruck during that scene and Toad has like his ridiculous cart, like with the hydraulics and everything, the lifts. Like, I'm like, somebody knew what they were doing there. It's great.
And I'll just say this. If I had a nickel for every time a movie with Chris Pratt in 2023 had No Sleep Till Brooklyn in the soundtrack, I'd have 2 nickels, which is weird, but it's just a lot. It's weird. It's happened twice, though.
Yeah. Okay. Doofenshmirtz.
Guardians had it.
Oh.
Guardians had it, and then it was in the scene where the brothers are jumping and it looks like a level from the game.
I think the new Mario movie is a really interesting case study in how like there's a bunch of 80s tunes in that song that really have no place being in the movie from the perspective of like Mario games have never had licensed 80s music in them.
Well, I think that's just Illumination though. Like Illumination just likes their licensed stuff.
Well, I think it's part of that, but I think the specific era of music is them being incredibly aware of who the audience for the movie actually was. It wasn't kids. It was like older millennials and like Gen Xers and stuff like that grew up with these games. And so,
what do you mean? Kids were clamoring for Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. What are you talking about?
I forgot that was him.
He was.
Oh my god.
Doing a Larry David impression.
Yeah, pretty much.
God. I really liked the Mario movie, and like I'm someone who hates Mario as a character because he's a bootlegger.
I'm glad that we're doing like a sequel. I'm hoping we get like a Donkey Kong movie with like get Diddy Kong in there, get the family.
You know what they need to do more than anything, which isn't currently planned, but the fucking Luigi's Mansion. The whole
Charlie Day said he wants to do it.
It's like it's like that meme where it's like perfect. A plot is this, but then the B plot is like the really scary picture of SpongeBob like in a dark hallway.
Yeah.
I was like, that was Luigi's side plot for some reason. Like Luigi is like in a nightmare hellscape, and everyone else is like going through the colorful lands. And
I can't remember if it was like Terminal Montage on YouTube, the animator, or like maybe I don't think it was like How It Should Have Ended, but like one of those like kind of funny parody channels. It was like the Mario movie in 2 minutes or something like that. And when they show Luigi ending up in like wherever he gets transported to through the pipe, and there's just like a shy guy that comes out of the background with like a hood and like I think like a machete or something, and it's that's what it felt like.
See, you know what I think of? I just think of that bit from 22 Jump Street where Channing Tatum's having the time of his life and Jonah Hill's on the other side, sad and depressed, listening to Creed.
I'm sorry, 22 Jump Street is in my head for some reason because I saw the scene where they find out that Jonah Hill slept with the boss's daughter, and like
I remember dying.
His Channing Tatum's reaction like is the funniest fucking thing. He gets up and he's like, "You high-fived him on that. You high-fived him sleeping with your daughter."
Schmitz of the captain's daughter.
It is so fucking funny. But like, I remember seeing the movie and I was like, luckily I did a press screening of it. No, Mario. 22 Jump Street. I brought a 6-pack in, but
nice.
For Mario,
they should do 23 Jump Street with Mario and Luigi. Anyway,
I saw it at I don't know if you've been there, Mike. I know you haven't, John. The Film Society Theater in Philadelphia, the one near the
Bourse.
No, that's one of them.
Yeah.
No, there's another one. It's near Del Frisco's, so it's on that street. I don't think so. It's beautiful. It's got like the velvet red seats. It's like a classic theater. Nice. It's huge. It's one of my favorite theaters I've ever been in. But I saw it there and like just watching the scene where like from like these red seats, like not the front, but like it just felt so cool to like know what was coming for the Mario Kart scene. I was like, oh my God, they're gonna do the karts, and like seeing it was so cool.
Yeah, and then
Rainbow Road was that whole scene was gorgeous animation wise.
So great. I remember getting out of the movie and like a couple days later, I think my son and I went to like my parents for dinner or something. And I was talking to my parents about it. And, you know, my mom was like really kind of like, you know, like you went to see the Mario movie or something like that. And I was like, it was fun. Like I just had fun. Like it wasn't complicated. I knew it wasn't going to be complicated, but I cracked up. I had a big ass smile on my face the whole time. it's hard to do video game movies because you're trying to bring the feeling of playing a game into a visual medium that's not interactive by nature. But they, as best as they could, I think they did, for me at least, they nailed the feeling of the same kind of just childlike joy that I feel playing those games. It was just a fun, colorful, vibrant, good time with good music and funny things that happen.
The movie was
also 90 minutes in and out quick.
Yes.
Exactly. I will I don't even care if they're good half the time. Whenever I see a 90-minute movie or a 100-minute movie nowadays, I'm just like, yo, sign me up. Like, I'm just happy. And listen, I love my 3-hour Oppenheimers that, have me gripped for
4-hour Killers of the Flower Moon.
But sometimes it's just nice to just go in and be like, hey, I'm going to be out of here in like an hour and a half. Like it's just not,
so
it's
nice.
It's just like a relief.
It is nice.
Almost.
I don't know. I think Illuminate. All right, this is a hot take.
So back to the real topic, Paddington 2. Now, 90-minute movies. No.
Illumination does way better animation than Pixar.
Absolutely.
Pixar has
Pixar's
completely
lost
shit
the
the
plot
bed.
completely.
And like, completely.
Oh,
Illumination doing this rather than some Disney thing is so good because Illumination like commits to like their worlds and stuff. Like again, you got Despicable Me.
Illumination works for Mario. It doesn't work for other Nintendo franchises.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't have to do that. Hint, hint.
You're gonna get a Zelda movie if you want it or not. And
No, I'm gonna get Zelda live action from the guy who's making the new Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
What are they doing? What is Illumination doing other than?
Right now, it's just a Mario sequel.
Oh, I think.
What were you alluding to then? I think that's what Dan and I are
No,
saying.
I just don't want Illumination going after. Like, I don't want Illumination doing Metroid. Star Fox,
absolutely
maybe.
They could
maybe Star Fox.
They could definitely do Star Fox.
Kirby, definitely. They could definitely do
hell
Kirby.
yeah.
I think I'd prefer a animated Metroid to a real one.
I agree, but here's my thing.
I agree, but not by Illumination.
You know what I want? I'd like I would love to see like the Sony. What wasn't it? The Sony studio that did like the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah, Sony.
Like,
Sony's Pictures Animation. Yeah,
like I don't want it to look like Spider-Verse. To be clear, I don't want it to look like a comic
I
book.
want it to be distinct.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, have a studio do it. It doesn't even have to be Sony. I guess my point is the distinct part, like you said. Like, make it look like its own thing because I don't want it to look like Dread because, like, I like Dread and I like Prime, but
clean.
They're too clean. Yeah. Like, I want the vibe of, like, Super Metroid and Fusion, that kind of foreboding atmosphere.
So what you're telling me is you want Other M. I'm kidding.
The baby. But no, yeah, I for those that didn't see it, Dan just blessed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I really do. I would like something very distinct. You know who I'd love to do it? Gendy Tartakovsky.
What is?
Because I'm thinking of
Samurai Jack, Primal.
I'm thinking of Samurai Jack and Primal and how well he can how well he can handle silence. And
tension
and visual storytelling, because if it's going to be Metroid, I really don't want her to talk that much. Like, I don't want a lot of dialogue, and I need that
Hotel
sense
Transylvania style.
I need I need like that sense of loneliness and quiet and that atmosphere. And I honestly, like, the more I just said it like 15 seconds ago, but the more I think about it, I think Gendy Tartakovsky is the only person that I would be comfortable with making a Metroid movie.
I just think you're going to see a lot more Mario stuff.
Maybe Andrew Stanton.
What Andrew Stanton do?
Wally.
Oh yeah.
Wally, John Carter.
And here's the thing: I don't even care if it's animated with Andrew Stanton. Like, he could do it live action because he's done some of my favorite episodes of For All Mankind as well. But
he's also done John Carter, which fucking rules.
I gotta watch that. It's been on my list for so long, and I know
Movie
like it got an unfair shake
I love
with
that
the
movie.
box office and everything. But no, I think that you got to find a filmmaker that's comfortable working in quiet and visual storytelling, and those are the two guys that I think that could do it.
I think it should be like the Halo show where they take the helmet off all the time. That's really what you want in a
yeah, right. I also wouldn't hate. I know a group of people that want that in a Metroid movie, but it's not me. Also, maybe Dan, what do you think about like Guillermo del Toro?
That would be sick.
He could do it.
Yeah,
he really could get the visuals right. You know what I mean? Like,
could you imagine like the space pirates with that? But we'll save this conversation for our Metroid episode.
Yeah, save it for when you guys do your Metroid episode.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what I hope we get Mario with more story after the movie maybe proved that there should be. But yeah, that's all.
I'm hoping we get that. I'm hoping we get an Odyssey 2. I know we're getting to a point now with the Switch where that thing is on its last legs. They got a new console coming down the line.
It's definitely coming. Yeah. Whether it's this fall or next spring, they're thinking next spring. At least that's what analysts are saying. But I don't. When it comes to Nintendo, it's like it's a little different to me than like trying to keep up with like a new Apple product where it's like there's a million people interested and there's all kinds of supply chain rumors and all that. With Nintendo, it's like they've always just kept everything so secretive that it's like they could announce it tomorrow and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
They could be like, hey, here it is. Like, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's Nintendo. Like, I think the big thing is that Nintendo's been keeping themselves really tight-lipped because they don't want to pull a, oh damn it.
Metroid Prime 4?
No. What was that old computer called from decades ago? I keep wanting to say the Odyssey. It's the game we're talking. There was an old computer that the company that made it announced the second one before the first one even went on sale because they already knew it was coming down the line eventually. And they
Beyond Good and Evil 2?
No. It's a no. Yeah, no.
A game that's never coming out?
Yeah. And no, they literally went out of business because everybody canceled their pre-orders for the first computer because they just knew they would want the second one more because of the increased specs or whatever. And it's literally like an industry term now. I cannot believe I'm blanking on this. It starts with an O.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh
yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about either.
I'll find it. But no, they literally went out of business. This was like back in like the 60s or something. They went out of business.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
They went out of business because they announced their second product before the first one was even out. And of course, the Switch has already been out for years. But like, if Nintendo were to announce, hey, the Switch is coming next year, all their sales are going to tank on the current models because people are going to be waiting and they don't have something like the Game Boy to fall back on anymore for revenue in the meantime.
Right.
And I don't know how much money they're really making from Switch Online memberships to like keep them going.
Just keep them going.
They're trying to keep it as secret as possible, which is why it wouldn't surprise me if it actually did drop like this fall and just came out of nowhere. I'm not expecting it, but like
wait for the summer directs or whatever they're going to announce.
It just wouldn't shock me if it would not like if in August they were like Switch 2's coming out next month with Metroid Prime 4 and it's ready. Like I just wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. But I think that's a conversation for when you guys do.
Yeah, it's hopeful, but knowing Nintendo.
I think he's always going to be the breadwinner. He's always going to be like the
oh hell yeah.
There's always going to be a launch title with Mario because you have to.
Yeah.
I am very excited to see what they do for like an Odyssey follow-up. Like, we got Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Can we get, an Odyssey 2 or something like that expands on the hat mechanics and everything? I mean, they've got to be at work on something. I'm sure they are.
Does anyone have any final thoughts about Mario?
In Mario Wonder, when you finish a level and if you're playing as Elephant Mario and if there's water in your trunk, he'll spout the water out of the trunk and it'll bloom the little flower on top of the bud on top of the little dude's heads.
John,
fun fact.
Do you have any?
Thinking. No.
Right. Well, hey.
I got nothing. I'll end anticlimactic now.
Anticlimactic.
Well, thank you for listening to our episode about Mario. You can find us at GameCrashers.fan where we do all of our reviews, analysis, episodes, interviews, and all that good stuff. We will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.